So we're actually on part 3 of this vocabulary, angle relationships. And so I'm going to talk about 4 different types of angle relationships. And the first is the angles in a triangle. There are always 180 degrees in a triangle. So if this was, let's say this was 40 degrees, and this was 60 degrees, then, well, then this would have to be 80 degrees because 40 plus 60 plus 80 equals 180 degrees in total. So that's all there is to say about that. A linear pair would be something like this: L, I, N, P. So if you had angle LIP, and let's say this was 110 degrees, and you had angle PIN, this would have to be 70 degrees. So a linear pair are supplementary, which means they add to 180 degrees. And the word linear, if you should be thinking of the word line, it's basically saying it's two angles such that together they form a straight line. So you can see right IP here forms this angle and forms this angle. Vertical angles are something that's really quite cool, and I really like vertical angles. And so here we have this angle and this angle will always be congruent. So vertical angles are two angles that are formed by intersecting lines, and they are congruent to each other. So let's see. So if this ended up being 30 degrees, this angle here would be 30 degrees. But not only that, you don't just get one pair of congruent angles, you get two pairs of congruent angles, because that would mean that this is 150 degrees because of a linear pair. And so this would be 150 degrees. So you can see when you have two pairs of intersecting lines, you have two pairs of congruent angles. Also, furthermore, you get a linear pair, which was here and here. Once again, I know I'm going to go quick through this, so if you get confused or lost, back up or write down a question and bring it to class. And then finally, exterior angles. So exterior angles are pretty cool. It's basically the angles outside and extended. So here I have an angle of 40 degrees, which means that this angle here has to be 140 degrees. This angle here is 80 degrees. So because this is a linear pair, this would have to be 100 degrees. And because this angle here is 60 degrees, this angle here would have to be 120 degrees. So exterior angles are always supplementary to the adjacent interior angle. And once again, it helps to draw pictures to kind of fully understand this. Before I sign off, I just want to show you one of my favorite programs, which is Geogebra. And I'm going to show you why I like this program so much. Go to here, we'll get rid of this. And so what you can do is you can do a polygon. And then what we can do is we can actually find out what the angles are. And if you were to add these all up, you would see that you always get 180 degrees. And no matter what you make your triangle look like, they'll always add up to 180. So that's kind of cool. The other thing I wanted to show you was if you take two lines, Ooh. Apparently you can have 3 lines. I might be able to, let's see, I should probably put a point in here, put a point down here. All right, now I've formed some angles. Let's see. So that's 115.93. Oh, darn it. I picked the wrong one. And you can see they are congruent. Like I said before, they would be congruent because they are vertical angles. And not only that, if I take this and I move it, you can see as the angles change, that's fine because they still stay congruent no matter what. And if I were to find these angles, G, H, and E, and D, E, and F, they would also be congruent to each other. So that's it. I hope you learned something. If you got stuck or lost or confused, by all means, please stop the video.